Hi everybody, I'm Amy, and today I want to help you release resistance. If you happen to be one of those people who expects your manifestation to happen, you really think this is going to happen, it's not happening, and when you notice it isn't happening, it causes you to get tense and be like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? I need to start over. Do I need to focus again? Do I need to watch another video? Well, where is it? Why isn't it working? If you have these thoughts when you expect it and notice it isn't happening, that, unfortunately, is an indication of resistance. However, there's a very easy solution, and that is to drop your strong belief that it will happen, which is expectation, because you don't actually have the strong belief, that's the thing, into hope. Now, some people are going to be like, hope? Wait, I've seen the Abraham Hicks emotional scale. Hope is below positive expectation and belief. Yeah, but in manifesting, releasing resistance is the name of the game. Accepting where you're at is the name of the game, while also focusing on what you want. Not in the same moment, kind of like back and forth type of thing. So let's get into this because I really want to talk about something that has helped a lot of people, including myself. First of all, expectation is neutral. It's how you relate to it. If expectation, which is defined as a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. If expectation, if you have it and it makes you feel great, it relaxes you, it soothes you. Oh yeah, it's totally going to happen. Great. Don't worry about it. This video isn't for you right now, but you may need this video at a different time for a different desire. So expectation can be positive if it calms you and soothes you. If it's something that relieves you. But I've noticed with a lot of manifestors, expectation does the opposite. Expectation sort of like, well, then I expect it. Like, I don't understand why it's not happening. It causes them to go into frustration. If expectation, I know it will happen, or I expect it to happen, causes you to go into frustration, it's resistance. You want to release it. In that case, expectation is not working for you. It is working against you. Not in a big way. I don't want anyone to freak out and think like, oh my God, I'm ruining everything. You're not. It's like the easiest fix in the world. So what you do is you switch from expectation, which again is a strong belief that something will happen, to hope, which is a feeling of expectation and a desire for certain things to happen. Now, the first time I noticed the definition of hope, I was like, wait, did it say it's a feeling of expectation? Because I have the feeling of expectation. So I get to keep it when I'm in hope? That's amazing. That's why it's the perfect solution for releasing resistance around the expectation, well, where is it? Here's how I understand it through my experiences. When I start to focus on my desire at the end result, doesn't matter how I do it. When I start to focus on having it, on being it, I naturally find myself in the feeling of expectation. It pulls you into that state. It pulls you into the, oh, of course that's going to happen. The feeling of expectation is what throws people off because it's a natural byproduct of starting to actually align with your desire. So if you have the feeling of expectation, congratulations. That's a good thing. That's an indication that you're on the right track. So that's like the first half of it. That's great. That means you have enough belief. That means you're starting to focus right. That is amazing. However, it's the other side of it. You don't want to take it further. You don't want to take the feeling of expectation now as a stick to beat yourself with. Well, where is it? Or to beat your reality with. Where is it? Because unfortunately, again, resistance has to be released. So if the feeling of expectation is causing you to stress over where's the manifestation, what am I doing wrong? The solution is change your wording. It's very simple. Well, where is it? I expect this to happen. I know manifesting works. I must be doing something wrong. Why isn't it working? I'm going to have to watch another video. I'm going to have to Google another article. I'm going to have to figure out how to focus harder and believe more. That's what people are doing without realizing it, right? What's going on in your head, sort of like scattered almost. Scattered thunderstorms in your head. You trade the wording for, deliberately trade the wording. I have a feeling of expectation. That's a good thing. I hope that it actually manifests. I hope that I'm doing it right. I hope I've done enough. I hope that things are starting to play out for me in the way that I want. You just literally say, I hope, ... for the things you were saying I expect before. Now, again, some people will think you're going like, oh no, I'm going backwards. I don't want to go backwards. It's not going backwards. It's actually going forwards if you're releasing resistance. Because again, manifesting is often a giant paradox, and people don't get this. Manifesting sounds like one thing. It is often applied in a completely different, contradictory way, or the techniques or the focus that you do seems to be unrelated, or it couldn't possibly get me where I'm going, or it actually looks like the opposite of what I want to do. However, I speak from just years and years of experience with myself and helping others. If you are expecting something to happen, whether it's because you know it will happen or you're hoping it will happen, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter why you're expecting it. If you're expecting something to happen and that expectation does not calm you down and relax you, you have to do something about that, because that could be resistance that's holding it up. Because now your focus, now that expectation is frustrating you to the point where you're going to start focusing on, well, where is it? Which is focusing on the lack. And we don't want to include that into the mix more than we need to, right? So I hope, just try this. Say to yourself right now, I expect my manifestation to happen. Did it calm you down, or did it make you tense? You have to be able to identify this within yourself. If nothing happened, it's probably fine. If you didn't feel anything, it's probably fine. But if it made you tense, you want to switch it to, I hope that it happens. Just say, I hope that it happens. I hope that everything I did works and my manifestation happens. Because hope is the feeling of expectation. Hope is the feeling of expectation. The feeling of expectation is the byproduct that you're doing it right. Ha! Isn't that amazing? So I just want to put this information out there. Again, expectation is perfectly fine if you have it. There's going to be tons of desires and subjects in your life that you have it. It makes sense. It feels good. Great, go for that. But there's going to be subjects and desires in your life where you can't get there. You don't know how to get there. You just don't understand, like, how could it happen? When's it going to happen? I don't know how to believe it's going to happen. How do I believe it's going to happen? It's never happened to me before. In those cases, throw it all out. Throw all the attempt to get into expectation out. And I have a couple of videos about believing it's possible that it can happen versus believing it will happen. That's a very strong solution for that as well. And just get into the idea of, I hope it happens, I hope it happens, I hope, because hope includes the feeling of expectation, which is something that is very powerful. But if you can't get there, you don't need it, because I've had tons of manifestations that I didn't expect, and I had tons that I did. So if I could have both, clearly it must not be a deal breaker either way, because ultimately I would not have been able to have the ones where I didn't have the expectation if it was absolutely 100% necessary. Now, there are a lot of techniques about how to feel expectation, how to feel the expectation. That's great. The feeling of expectation is what we're talking about. Feel free to do those. However, if you don't like those techniques, or they don't work for you, or when you come out of them, well, where is it? It's the, well, where is it? That's causing you problems. That's resistance. So then you want to adjust it that way. So I hope it happens is stronger than I expect it to happen. If I expect it to happen causes you to go into resistance, but I expect it to happen is stronger than I hope it happens. If I expect it to happen causes you to be like, yeah, of course. Oh, so go get some potato chips. Oh, it's whichever way it goes, right? It's not, you have to learn how to adjust yourself based on what's going on, not based on what you're being told about, like, how the manifesting process works. Because sometimes, like, I did this for years where I kept trying to get into expectation that things were going to happen. And finally when I was like, I don't expect these things to happen. I hope they happen. I want them to happen. I know they can happen, but I just cannot stress myself out anymore about it, about trying to expect it. And when I did that, they would happen because it was releasing of resistance. So releasing of resistance, in my opinion, trumps trying to get into expectation if it causes you to feel frustrated. That's why I hope it happens is stronger than I expect it to happen. If I expect it to happen causes you resistance, I expect it to happen is stronger than I hope it to happen. If I expect it to happen causes you to, yeah, cool. What now? Got stuff to do. Relax. Relief. I hope this helps you guys. Check out my Instagram. I post stuff that I manifest down below, including all the rainbows that I've been able to manifest, as well as you can see some of the ones in my permanent story on my account of what other viewers have manifested their rainbows. Don't forget to check out the hashtag #ManifestARainbow on Instagram and the videos about how to manifest rainbows, because let's just be honest, manifesting a rainbow is amazing. It'll make your day. Happy manifesting, you guys. Have a very wonderful day.